hugely.
Yeah, the racialized aspect I think is very much, understated across institutions, especially higher education institutions in the UK.
We're just more like demonized in society, so we kind of have to do that extra work as a black woman to be heard in society, to be seen in society.
Black women are fetishized as these, Jezebels who are just always wanting sex.
Yeah. When a lot of the compliments aren't, they wouldn't necessarily be viewed as being negative, so it would be shrouded under the fake facade of being a compliment.
Your hot chocolate body, or
like, I've never tried a black woman before.
Saying that they've never experienced a black girl before.
Or we're sassy.
Comments like that are far too common in first year and often are neglected by the institution because they just feel like that's banter.
There's a statistic that says 62% of university students and graduates have been sexually harassed in their time, but only 1 in 10 actually report it.
Yeah.
And that's due to women not necessarily being believed. And I think as a black woman, I wouldn't be believed.
Who's going to understand? I don't really feel comfortable talking to these people. I don't know what they're going to be like.
Because imagine if it happens between white women and white men,
Yeah.
and they're not believed.
Yeah.
Imagine me.
I think as black women, we're often expected to just carry on no matter what.
in a relationship setting, if I were to report that I've been sexually abused by my partner, then there's always that, has he got a criminal record, instead of focusing on the matter at hand and make it an irrelevant topic when I'm here trying to report something that's happened to me.
I think it's a very sensitive issue, and I think a lot of people are sort of prepared to deal with it. And so they're aware of that, so they just steer clear. That's not going to help anyone.
And that's because there's no one in higher education institutions on the boards high enough that basically look like me. So most of the people that are actually creating this are, again, white.
It's terrible that it happens in a wider society, but like, university should be a safe space. It's not a safe space for minorities, and it's definitely not a safe space for black women.
Unfortunately, with black women, we have that stereotype of, where we cry wolf, or, where we kind of, talk too much, or, so no one tends to believe us when we actually go and report it. So that's just the saddest thing about it. So that kind of deterred me from going forward more than anything.
If I feel like I can't relate to you, then how am I supposed to tell you that I'm going through this and this is what happened to me?
As much as people are speaking up and, with their experiences a lot more people are in the shadows dealing with sexual violence.
It's a thing that, for example, if they were looking at making a really good plan, they would get involved with grassroots organisations. If you just go online, you can see that there are various student organisations that have been created because the institution fails to recognise this as a problem. So that's why organisations such as Forward are vital in this, especially campaigns like this, because the universities aren't doing that job.